You ready?
I'm ready.
You sure you're ready?
I'm positive I'm ready.
I think you are. How are you doing today? First of all, that's the biggest question.
Oh, I'm doing great.
Good. That's all I like to hear. So go ahead and introduce yourself today.
My name is Benita Grissom. I'm the owner of 23 Sneaker Lounge and Sneaker Lounge Bar in the Florence Mall.
Absolutely. And first of all, thank you for sitting down with us today. Again, both spots look absolutely amazing. I just want to say how proud I am by seeing this because I don't often run into this at all. First time I met you, I was getting some shoes for a client, and then I was like, oh, I gotta interview her. I absolutely have to interview her. So again, appreciate you sitting down with us today. So go ahead and talk to us about first the lounge that we are currently in, and then we're gonna go to the shoe store next.
Yes, we're in the Sneaker Lounge Bar located on the lower level of the Florence Mall. I opened this bar October 2nd, 2021, in hopes to bring a lot of people with the sneaker culture together and to be able to sip and discuss a lot of upcoming shoes, their inventory. We can do exchanges and exchange information with the clientele.
Now, how did the bar come about, and when did you open it up?
The bar came about by my son telling me that he had a lot of celebrities coming to the store, and they were always asking if we were going to have a bottle available for them. So I told him that I would work on that. Never told him what I was working on, but then I showed him the bar and he understood where I was going with it.
Absolutely. Now talk to us about the amazing looking sneaker store, by the way. We'll make sure we have some B-roll footage for this. Talk to us about when did you open that store up and how did that come about?
Well, the 23 Sneaker Lounge was originally opened in 2018 in Covington. We were there at that location for over a year and a half. We lost everything to a fire, and probably 6 months thereafter, we opened here in the Florence Mall to rebuild the store.
Absolutely, and congratulations to getting that rebuild. I know a lot of times that puts people back in the mindset and the mind state and kind of makes them want to give up on their hopes and dreams because of a lot of negativity that happens. Talk to me about overcoming that incident and how do you feel about it moving on forward?
Initially, my thought was, we lost everything. We did have insurance, but to start over again was something I wasn't really willing to do. And then the more people that I talked to about it and saw the demand and the need for that type of shoe store and that culture and young people to have someone to look up to and know what right looks like, I felt that I was charged with reopening at a better location with a better selection of shoes and to scale the business to set an example in our community.
Absolutely. Talk about that community aspect. How has the community helped and shaped the way you do business and what you do for giving back to the community as well?
I really can't say enough about the community. Every small business is driven by how well the community supports them. It doesn't matter what ethnic background you're from, as long as you're in the community and you see that there's a storefront opening in your community and you're intrigued to find out what it's about and who the owners are and what's going on, and you patronize it. And we've showed great customer service and give the customers what they want, and that's just been the key to our success.
Absolutely. Going back to what we started with initially was the lounge. Now, with having this lounge and having the sneaker store as well, how do you take that lesson of having two different businesses and being able to teach other people around you about having multiple streams of revenue as well?
Well, just a little about me. A couple of times I've wanted something and when I was younger and didn't necessarily get it, and I was told by some people that, hey, this won't be as successful as you think it will, being an African-American woman. So in my mind, or my mindset, everything that I do in success or being successful, I do it 2 times. So it was just in me to always have 2 businesses. Because, if you have one business, people will say, oh, you're an entrepreneur, you're managing one business, and that's good, that's normal. But when you upscale and go to 2 businesses, then they know that, it's somebody behind these businesses that's driving the business to a higher level. So that's just always been my mindset since I started being an entrepreneur.
Absolutely. Where did your entrepreneurship, your journey start?
I could say it probably started in kindergarten.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, we did have a candy store. My parents did make sure that I had the candy that I needed. I sold candy throughout junior high, high school. I went on to the military and always resold things. So I've always had the drive. I've always had the initiative to do this type of business, but on this scale, the sneaker business it's a whole nother level. I really get an adrenaline rush off what I do. I have a passion for what I do, and there's nothing else that I would really want to be doing at this time.
Absolutely. Talk about that. Now, with growing up and having that aspect with the candy store, was there other entrepreneurs around you that you saw that kind of put you on that journey to entrepreneurship?
No, not really. And like when I came into this realm of business, there was no one else that looked like me. I didn't see any more African Americans reselling shoes, and I definitely didn't see any other women reselling shoes. But I'm always willing to be the elephant in the room. I will be the maverick. I will stand amongst people that are not doing what I do and attempt to perfect it. So that's my drive in the entrepreneurship world.
Top 5 sneakers.
Top 5 sneakers for me is, it's hard. I would say the bread ones. I would say Flu Games, Retro 12s, Retro 11s. I really like the Retro 6s. The Gatorades really meant something to me, and the Flight Jacket 6s that came out when Michael Jordan paid homage to the military.
Worst sneaker fusions you've seen?
Oh, wow.
Or creations? Talk about it, because people don't talk about that enough.
I've seen some pretty bad ones, but for my customers, I don't want to say anything that they might really like, and I say it's the worst, and they want me to help them find that shoe. So, I mean, when it comes to a Jordan, there's not a bad shoe.
What about for comfort-wise, what's your top shoe to go to when you want to just go run some errands? Everybody has that running errand shoe. What is that for you? Running
errands probably would be a Retro 9. Retro 9 is really comfortable, really spacious. A lot of people have issues with Retro 1s, but Retro 1s are my go-to. Has always been my go-to.
They say too flat.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. What was your first either first sneaker or first Jordan you ever owned?
It probably was a Retro 11.
Retro 11?
Yes.
Yeah. What colorway was it?
Let's see, which one did I have first? I had quite a few,
yeah.
So yeah.
Space Jam for me, I think mine was Space Jam. Yeah, absolutely. Was Space Jam, the movie, was that a big impact in your life?
Honestly, I didn't watch it when it first came out. Yeah. Wasn't really, into shoe sales like that, but yes, Space Jam, most definitely. It opened the eyes to a lot of people that Mike could be diverse. He could also do movies, and it showed people a different side of him.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Was there a inspiration for you behind starting to sell sneakers? Like what made you resell, was wanting to start to resell?
Actually, I was busy at work one day and my son had got in some trouble, and he asked me if I would do him a favor and get his shoes and sell them to a friend. And he told me the amount that the kid was supposed to give me for the shoes. And I was like, Jordan, stop pulling my leg. By the way, my son's name is Jordan and he's 30, so I named him after Michael Jordan. But he told me to meet this kid and sell him this shoe. And I was like, Jordan, stop playing. He's not gonna give me that amount of money for the shoe. Met the kid, he gave me the money. You know, I checked it to make sure it wasn't counterfeit. I thought he was running game. And then I kind of understood, you know, that you could have a shoe, wear a shoe, and resell it for a higher value than what you paid for it. So from that point on, I understood and just really got into reselling shoes.
Absolutely, which is absolutely amazing that you were able to flip that.
Yeah.
Now, for young entrepreneurs wanting to start off with their own business, what advice do you have for those guys that just now starting off?
The advice that I have for them is to do their research, to have respect for people that have did this before them, to watch them closely, ask questions, and just pace yourself. A lot of people rush into the business and they flip the shoes, but they spend all of the money. So if you're going to be an entrepreneur, you need to set aside a certain amount of money to invest into the shoes. My biggest lesson that I learned as a kid, that it will always be with me in reselling, my parents bought me some candy, and at that time it was called Now and Later. So when I get shoes, I always sell some for now and I save some for later, because there is a monetary increase with the shoes. Just like Retro 4s, you might purchase them for $210 and later they're worth $1,200. So I sold some Retro 4s and we saved some, and we reaped the benefits. It probably was a year thereafter.
Absolutely. Talk about that investment. And not only is it investing in a particular stock of shoes, but it can be just investing into your business as well.
Yes.
I don't think a lot of people really talk about how much time that goes into creating and building our own business. Talk about that and talk about the struggles that you've had to overcome to get to this point that you're at right now.
Okay, first off, time. In order to scale your business, there's gonna be some days that you might rest 4 hours, some days you might rest 6. I tell a lot of people I sleep, but I don't rest, because I'm constantly thinking about what I need to do to take my business to the next level. Social media plays a big part. You have to have a face with the business. Making sure that you brand your business is important. You could do banners, car wraps, YouTube, IG interviews with Conex. You just want to make sure that you're constantly investing in taking your business to the next level. Absolutely. Because once you slip, you know, someone else is up next.
Absolutely. Top 5, or just 5 words that describe you and your business without using sneaker or lounge or 23.
Okay.
Or Jordan.
Resilient, honest, optimistic, savvy, dedicated.
Love it, love it. And if people want to reach out to you, how can they get in touch with you?
If they want to reach out, you can contact me on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at 23 Sneaker Lounge. And for the bar, it's Sneaker Lounge.
That's a wrap. Perfect.
Thank you.
Perfect.